Hey, good morning, YouTube family. I'm Joas,
And I'm Priscilla.
and I'm sure you've seen us from our other videos. But you know, today Priscilla and I took a little weekend getaway overnight. We've been working really hard,
We have.
and you can probably hear by my voice, I'm worn out from working like crazy, just trying to get everything. The springtime rush, not only clients and all that, but also all the personal things that we have going on
Yeah.
with our homestead. But we're sitting here, we drove a few hours away, found someone to stay overnight with our kids, and so it's just been really good, just Priscilla and I. And we're just sitting there talking, and a lot of times when we're out talking, out doing things together, we start talking about these subjects that are so real, and Priscilla just said, you know, we should be capturing this on YouTube, on camera, so we could share with others. And you know, sometimes the best conversations happen when you're least prepared.
Yeah.
So I said, well, let's just do it right now. So I grabbed the camera here, and we were just talking about, you want to tell them a little bit of what we were talking about, and then I'll just share some of the thoughts. Yeah, we had a coffee here,
Yeah.
kind of revive ourselves a little bit. We have 5 kids, so this is special, just Priscilla and I. We really love going out with our family, but sometimes we need date days and date weekends, date nights, and connect again, and so
I think you've got some chocolate on
Probably.
here. And some donuts.
yeah, Krispy Kreme donuts. We drove like an hour and a half to our motel in a larger town, because our town is really tiny.
Yeah.
So we always love to go out to get coffee, but our favorite coffee spots are closed down because of COVID-19. So we had to settle for something else, which is barely acceptable. And Krispy Kreme donuts. So,
Yeah.
and we're splurging a little bit. But go ahead, Priscilla, tell them what we were talking about.
Well, we were just talking about our culture, the culture we came from, and how it is for us or our people when they leave the Amish or change. And we're just talking about there's kind of 2 different styles or 2 different well, you can say what you were saying.
In
because-
case you don't know, we come from the Amish. We still call ourselves Amish, non-traditional, because if you don't know your roots, you don't really know where you're going. And when people leave the Amish, a lot of times they call themselves ex-amish, which means most times, not all, but most times they don't want to have anything to do with the Amish. Perhaps they got hurt, or they got excommunicated, they got shunned, they got banned, or something like that happened, or they had a bad home life, and so they don't want to have anything to do with the Amish. They don't want to have anything to do with their past, and so it leaves them. The one thing about the Amish is we're very so the Amish, there's a couple things that they have going for them, and there's some things that they don't have going for them. But one of the things that is a blessing, a principle, is family and community, it's very strong that way, and it's a huge blessing. But when people leave the Amish, a lot of times they feel lost. They don't even know it most of the time, but they feel lost. They feel like they got pushed or jumped or whatever out of the community, and they're not surrounded by family. They're not surrounded by friends, by a youth group, by other like-minded people, and so they feel lost. So they tend to act in one of 2 ways. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, they usually they act like they've got it all together in whatever they do. Their dress, their styles, they go all out in that area and try to pretend that they know who they are and where they're going, even when they don't. And then there's the other kind where you can just tell by looking at them that they're lost. They have no idea how to dress. They have no idea how to fit in the outside culture around
Right.
them.
And in both cases, they've lost their identity, and it comes from both extremes, I would call it. This is just, by the way, this is our personal observation.
Yeah, this
And
is
if you're
our-
watching this and you're ex-Amish, you know, I'm sorry. We're not trying to go on a rant or on anything here.
No.
We love the Amish. We love everybody. But this is just some of the observations we've noticed. And by the
Yeah.
way, we're sitting in a park here, so that's why you see some people walking. We're sitting right in front of a pond here.
Yeah.
Different subject, but got some ducks and geese and some turtles. There's a turtle sitting right there if you can see him. But anyways, yeah. So both of those, again, our observation is that they stems from insecurity issues, because now they're thrust out into a culture that is so foreign to them. The Amish are a very foreign culture. They're very different.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain unless you grew up as an Amish person. There's hundreds, maybe thousands of unwritten rules, traditions that you just know that there's nobody explains them, nobody tells them. Some are written, most are unwritten. But when you leave that, you jump the net of that security. You jump the net of knowing, and so then you're out there drifting.
Yeah.
And so it comes out in, like Priscilla said, one of two ways. Either you still look lost, which you are, or you act like you got it together and you're still lost. And we just said, when is the last time, from our observation, that we actually met someone that has left the Amish, that calls themselves ex-Amish, that has been, you see someone when you meet someone, if they've got peace on them. You feel that rest when you're around them. You feel loved, and you feel at rest. You don't feel a tension.
Yeah.
And it's because that person knows who they are. They're at peace with themselves. They know who they are. They know whose they are. They know they're the creator. They have found their identity in someone outside of themselves, and that is the creator of heaven and earth. And there's very, very few people, I don't care, even in any society, that you meet that has that person, that has that mark of that peace on them. And I've had to ask, I was talking with Priscilla, I've had to ask myself, I said, I've been asking myself that question. Am I that person? When you meet me, am I that person that has that mark? I think maybe sometimes I am, but I'm not all the time, and I'm working. I think we're all on a journey. That's the important thing, is that we're on a journey.
Yes, everyone's on a journey, and it's just sometimes we're in different places.
Right. And yeah, that's what I was mentioning. There's very few times that you meet an ex-Amish person that has that mark of peace and at rest, simply because if people come out of the Amish, again, because of all the hurts that they've gone through, they need to find healing, and it takes time, sometimes years, to find out who they are.
And I believe it's crucial for the Amish that do come out of traditions and hurt and whatever they went through, if they do come out and they do become healed, they find themselves, I believe they can be so powerful and anointed and leaders even for the outside culture because of the things they did learn as they grew up. I feel they can be very powerful.
Right. That's a very good point. Our heart is like I mentioned before, we love our people, and a lot of the traditions we have not. Maybe we don't wear only black shoes anymore. We don't wear suspenders. Some of those things we've chose to throw away. But the things that have value, our heart as a family is to keep those in our community in whole. Now, everybody in our community don't exactly share the exact same vision, exactly in every identical thing, and that's creates a challenge sometimes, but that's also good and healthy.
It is.
We're not cookie cutter, but what we have chosen to keep in our family, or what we strive to keep, is the values that we feel are principles and have value, godly principles of family, community, hard work, raising our children to be respectful and to love each other, love others. And of course, we never hit it perfectly, or seldom, but those are the things that we're on a journey on to create.
Yeah, I think true unity is when you can accept and love one another in our diversity.
Right. And our community is very diverse. It's like I said, we've slowly, if you watch our other videos, we've explained how we've slowly transitioned out of a lot of the traditions, and it happened very slowly for our community. And in that regards, our family never got excommunicated or shunned from the Amish, so we still have access to, to go, and we go to funerals and sometimes weddings and visit the communities and stop by, and we're always welcome in that regards.
Yep.
But anyways, these are just some of our thoughts here as we're sitting in the park. And it seems like when Priscilla and I get away, and we find ourselves away from our family, out just her and I, then we start having these discussions that are so amazing.
That are
and
good,
yep. And we're just decided to capture that. So I hope this little dialogue blesses you and it makes sense.
Yeah, does not discourage you or offend you. I'm
Yes.
sorry if there was we caused any offense.
Yes, we desire to bless. We bless you. We bless
Yes.
all the people that have come out of the Amish, the ones that are in the communities. We want to say, if you're watching this on the sly, we love you, and very much. And our heart is to bless you. And you don't have to jump ship. You really don't have to. You can love the Lord exactly where you're at.
Right.
We're all on a journey. And those of you that have left the Amish, we bless you completely. We're all on a journey again,
Yeah.
and you will find you will completely find your way. And we just speak life and blessing into you, that you can completely fulfill the purpose that God has called you to walk in.
Amen.
So those of you that are neither Amish nor have jumped ship, but are what the Amish call the English or the American culture, we bless you, and we say thank you for all that you've done.
Yes.
There's so many people that have poured into Priscilla and I's life
Right.
over the years that have
That
been
were
on.
not from
Yes,
our culture,
and that
yeah.
has really blessed us. So we thank you, and I hope you can see the Amish in a light of that we're the same as anybody else. You know, we're just a different culture. It's essentially like going to Japan, and you know, it's completely foreign. That's basically how it is
Yeah.
with the Amish. It's a very, very, very different culture. But again, thanks for watching, and I think we'll call it quits. But some of our thoughts on
Yes.
this beautiful early or late spring, almost going towards summer day.